Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is March 31st, and I'm excited to be with you today to do this just for today in a meditation with you. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and I am responsible for their H.O.O.D recovery services. H.O.O.D stands for Hope Offered on Demand. And so I'm looking forward to concluding the March readings, and tomorrow we will be moving into April 1st. I'm excited for spring to be here. I hope that you're having a good day. I am feeling very cared for and blessed by my higher power. I took a bad fall yesterday around 5:30 p.m. I took a very, very bad fall, and I am just so thankful that I don't have any broke bones. I'm able to move gingerly, and I am blessed that it was not more serious because it could have been. It was a horrible fall. So I just want to thank God for that. And I hope that you have something you can thank your higher power for as well today. Today is going to be a beautiful day, a rainy day, a day for you to reflect on your spring, your breaking forth, your new beginnings, and to document that and to put it into focus. I know a lot of people use January first as their opportunity to do vision boards and write down their goals. And sometimes 3 months later, they're totally off track. And I just want to encourage you to think outside the box, to re-examine those things and find out which ones are realistic and continue to go forth uh, for them with passion. With passion, may your life be filled with the spirit of completeness. May you do that. And this is a perfect time to do it. Let's go to the reading. And let's see here. The reading today is, I'm going to move this a little bit if I can. I don't know how to move it. Let's see. No, it won't move. Okay. So the reading for March 31st, nonetheless, is about insides and outsides. Dun, 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 dun. That sounds so good. Okay. It says, our real value is in being ourselves. Basic text, page 105. As we work the steps, we're bound to discover some basic truths about ourselves. The process of uncovering our secrets, exposing them, and searching our characters reveal our true nature. As we become acquainted with ourselves, we'll need to make a decision to be just who we are. We may want to take a look at what we represent or what we present to our fellow addicts and the world and see if it matches up with what we've discovered inside. Do we pretend that nothing bothers us when in truth, we're very sensitive? Do we cover our insecurities with obnoxious jokes, or do we share our fears with someone? Do we dress like a teenager when we're approaching 40 and are basically conservative? We may want to take another look at those things which we thought weren't us. Maybe we've avoided NA activities because we don't like crowds. Or maybe we have a secret dream of changing careers, but have put off taking action because our dream wasn't really right for us. As we attain a new understanding of ourselves, we'll want to adjust our behavior accordingly. We want to be genuine examples of who we are. Just for today, I will check my outsides to make sure they match my insides. I will try to act on the growth I have experienced in recovery. Wow, 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 wow. They wrapped the month of March up in a beautiful package. That reading was perfect. That reading was perfect. It matches some of the thoughts I've been having here lately, that it's important for me. It's important for me to let the world know that I am a person that loves to engage individuals. I love the World Wide Web. I love the internet. I love everything virtual. And I am excited. I am totally excited for my journey here with Hope Through Navigation and Hood Recovery Services and working as their recovery navigation coordinator. I'm totally excited about it because it fits me to a T. These are the things that I enjoy doing, discussing recovery, meditations, holistic living. These are things that I enjoy doing regardless to all of the things in life I've done. This is something that is a big deal to me, and I am passionate about it. And I am finding that the more that I do it, the more passionate I become. And I believe with each passing day, my outsides, the behaviors that I have, are matching my insides. And there's nothing like feeling that feeling that you are centered, you're God centered, and that you are doing exactly what you dreamed of doing. There's nothing like that. Exactly what you were created to do. We learned earlier a few days ago that eventually our own true will, God's will becomes our own true will, right? And when you're centered like that, I believe that the grace is there for you to do what is required to be done. And I believe that there's no stopping, there's no ceiling on how far you can go uh, in alignment with what you've been created to do and what your passions are. I just believe that brings the energy to whatever it is you're doing, and people sense that. And so I hope today that you too, that you will take a look at whether or not your outsides are matching your insides. This reading today is very special. And I'll tell you why. Because I think that a person who is self aware, they're aware of what they're feeling and are able to be that. Like, I can have a bad day. I could not be feeling good. And I'll go through the motions, definitely. I'm going to be in position wherever I'm supposed to be or whatever I've agreed to do. I'm not going to necessarily just cancel those things because I'm not feeling well on the inside. If there's nothing physically preventing me or mentally preventing me from showing up to grow up, I'm not going to sidestep those responsibilities. But I do, and I mean this, I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to heal. I give myself permission to not have all the answers. I give myself permission to not smile if I don't want to, not giggle if I don't want to cry if that's what I want to do, right? I give that permission to myself, and I think it's come over time. It's come over time. It wasn't something that I've always had. I was always concerned with what others thought about me. Let me tell you a small story. You know, MightyStream, I always got a little story. Let me tell you a small story. Hold on a second. Let me drink this coffee. Okay, that's good. I put my foot in that coffee today. Let me share a small story with you. I was at an event, and this event had music was bumping. The people that were showing up for the event were excited. You know, everyone that the vendors had their tables, everything was going great, and it was really primarily focused on teenagers, young people. And I'm telling you, there was one point where I was dancing. And I was pop locking and doing all anybody that really knows me from Kalamazoo knows that I love the electric boogaloo. I love to dance. And even at this old age, I still enjoy dancing. And I looked up and I saw a group of teenage girls. I would say maybe like 15, 16, and they were captivated by my freedom. But at one point, I did some electric boogaloo move. And it was the type of dance that you would not expect an older lady to be able to do. And so I executed this move. I'm telling you, I I executed this move. I mean, I was proud of my own self. I was like, girl, you know you still got it. Rerun don't have nothing on you. I mean, I was really into this. I executed that move so well. I was laughing at myself. I looked up and they couldn't believe it. And they just kind of busted out with this really seemed like an obnoxious laugh. They just broke out with this laughter. And for a second, there was something in me for a second that was like, oh, you doing way too much. You need to stop. They don't like what you're doing. They're like, this is ridiculous, this old lady. Right? And in that same instant that negative thought entered my mind, the positive thought entered my mind. No, they're probably nervously laughing because you are free enough to do something like that at your age. And in their youth, they don't have the courage or self-confidence right now to do that. And it's probably just a nervous laughter. Don't stop. Show them. Show them the freedom and the joy and the happiness they can have being themselves. And do you know one of those young ladies came up to me and said, I wish I was free to do that. I love to dance, but I just dance at home. I looked at that young lady and I knew what I had thought was true. And I told her, honey, I spent a lot of time dancing at home when I was your age. I spent a lot of time. I knew that I could dance, but there are some things that I was just nervous to do in front of other people. I said, I want to challenge you. The next event that you have an opportunity to go to, even if it's only for like 2 or 3 minutes, one song, tell your friend, let's go out on the dance floor. I want to dance. Just one song. Dance with me for one song. Get your best friend out there and y'all just have a jam in your own little world, no matter who's watching you. And then you come find me and tell me how that feels. I want you to practice your dancing. I want you to practice feeling free. That little girl was so happy. She was so happy. I mean, I think she would have hugged me if she could have. She didn't know whether or not in this mask environment, whether or not she should or not. And she didn't hug me, but she had that look of just absolutely joy, absolute joy of being affirmed. Today, I want to challenge you to do the same thing. I do wanna say it's okay to act our age if we're agile and we're mobile, right? But there's some things you're gonna have to stretch yourself on. There's some things that you're gonna have to stretch yourself on, and some of those negative feelings that you have, you're going to have to stretch yourself, especially if they're paralyzing. Going to need to stretch yourself and at the same time, be who you are. You know which things you are that are just, beautiful. Let the world see those. And the things that you are that you understand are causing you paralyzing fear, challenge those. Challenge those. I trust you enough to know that tomorrow's going to be a better day. After today's practice, just increase that the next day. And whatever you do on the first, you increase that on the next day. And always remember, to give yourself permission to just be human. And in your humanness, you're going to have some good days and you're going to have some bad days. And with me personally, with MightyStream, you don't ever have to bring the best day if you're not feeling the best way. Bring who you are, and I value that. Everyone, enjoy the last day of March. It's a rainy day, and I believe April is going to be the most beautiful spring that I have ever seen. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.